today we're going to be looking at one of the more unique lenses in my collection. This is the Vivitar 35 to 105 close range zoom. It had multiple mounts, but the one we're going to be looking at today is the Olympus OM mount for the film cameras here. Now at first this might just look like a normal lens. It was manufactured by Vivitar and promoted by Vivitar, but it's actually a Tokena lens, which we won't get into that too heavily. Right here it's just a very nice piece of glass. This filter makes it look really bad, but I'll take that on off. Or I will not, that's really on there. I'll see if I have a rubber band in a minute. But right here, this is the special part of the lens. When you're at 35, instead of having normal macro making this focusing ring go all the way around, you slide it down. And then this is redundant, it doesn't do anything, but then this becomes a further focusing wheel down here instead of a zoom. Now it's nearly impossible to use while I'm like this, but I'll just go back to the normal zoom for a moment. Then you have your regular zoom. It only moves when it's in this one. It's just a normal helical focusing mechanism. Other than that, goes down to f of 3.5, which I think is pretty impressive for a zoom of this magnitude. I'm going to cut it right here. We're going to put it on the camera. I'd argue that this is the best combination with an OM system camera ever. I haven't tried the mirrorless ones, but this camera just has a special place in my heart, especially with this lens. Goes all the way down to 1.4. I'll take this off for a moment, but if it gets any dust, I won't forgive myself. Look at that. That's just beautiful. Oh God. I'm gonna put that right back on, and then we're gonna put the other lens on. If you press on both of these two, it lets you to release it rather than having a set button on the camera body. I kind of like it, but I understand why it's not on many lenses now. I have the dot lined up. Let me put it on. Right there, you can see it's really on there. You'd get a ton of blisters using this combination here. We'll see if we can look through that. Might switch over to phone just to get some a little bit more through there, but you can see it's definitely on there. Now I have more ability to use the close range feature. I'm going to switch over to the phone, and then we're going to look through the viewfinder there, because this won't work. See that we are in non-close range mode. We try and zoom in, we try and focus. Nothing. But then, if we go back here, we try and focus again. Still nothing, just won't focus. If we go to 35, we go to close range mode, we can start of sort to get some focus on there. You can read what's on that tape right there. But otherwise, you can't get anything. So that's why this would be useful if you have to get something that's really close. Generally, with this camera, I'm not trying to do any wildlife because it's not quick enough for that. I don't have the range. But if you were doing some sort of studio setting, this probably would be really useful if you were trying to get a really close shot of a person. I can't see this being used for real macro usage, like bugs or small products, because it's just 35 is kind of inconvenient. But it's a cool trick. I haven't seen another lens that implements this. I'm not a fan of 105 as a focal length. I'm more of a 180 millimeters. I think that's definitely a lot more useful. This is a little scraggly of a setup. I'll show you what I got going on here. Everything's taped together. I ripped some of the faux leather on this case here, trying to tape it up. So, ignore that, but... That's it. This lens was manufactured in 1976. So it's not the oldest that I've got, but it's super, super unique compared to anything else. And it's got this magical zooming feature. That's about it. Just show you some more stuff later.